SHALAM, with Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, come out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. On 1969, we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, our true identity according to the Bible. That we are the Lord's chosen people, the 12 tribes of Israel. The only people that the God of the Bible, gives a damn about, no matter what, philosophy or doctrine is that you follow. And of course, that this man that has been oppressing us for 400 years, has had us as slaves and just utterly slaughtered us throughout the lands of America. That he is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So we're going to get started in a second. Give everybody a minute to share the class. If you got any questions, go ahead and leave them in the description. Slacky. Go ahead and leave them in the comment section. If I'm able to answer them, I'll get right to you. If not, I'll get with the man over me and I'll get back to you. So if you want to get there, we're going to be in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people. So if you don't know, the elders of Israel are the men, not the men and the women, just the men of our people. Those that are fit to lead our nation through, hard times. Those fit to make sure that our nation keeps the laws, statutes, and commandments. As from the past, we know that so many of our leaders have sit there and they have taught our people to go against the Lord. They've taught them to go either with whatever will fit their own personal agendas, or they'll teach them to go with our oppressors' agendas. Due to whatever financial gain they could get out of it, or, simply just based off their love that they have for this man that has been destroying us for over 400 years. Slacky. That can go into, for instance, so many natives out here celebrated Thanksgiving, across the reservations, across the cities of America. And then we got these fake leaders out here, like, for instance, the president of the Navajo Nation. Jonathan Nas, I think is how you say his last name. who sat there and put out a speech, you know what I'm saying, to the entire Navajo Nation, you know what I'm saying, wanting to give thanks, you know what I'm saying, and blessings on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there and he's teaching our people to view Thanksgiving as this holy, holiday. You know what I'm saying? Something that we should look forward to in order to uh, build our nation in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well that Thanksgiving celebrates the death of our people. I'm saying, of our ancestors, the enslavement of our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? The brutal rape of our ancestors. But yeah, we've got leaders, so-called leaders out here telling us to, go out and give thanks on that day. You know what I'm saying? He's got us going out there and making sure that on this specific day, that we spend a joyous time with our families, knowing damn well that on that day, you know what I'm saying, and that like thousands upon thousands of families were split up, you know what I'm saying, divided and spread across the plains of America. You know what I'm saying, spread across the West Coast. Saying that's all due because of leaders like this man right here that would sit there and they would rather indulge in our oppressors' ways rather than just telling our people, separate from these people. You know what I'm saying? Don't practice their goddamn holidays. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow in any ways that it is that they sit there and try to push on our people, but rather separate from them and only join to our own, only practice our own customs and our own culture. It's lucky. It's lucky. You say, and when this so-called leader of our nation, went into the importance of family. You know what I'm saying? If he were a real leader, he would have told our people that we should appreciate and love our families. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? 365 days out of the year. You know what I'm saying? 24/7, rather than one specific day dedicated to the destruction of our nation. Slocky. You know what I'm saying? That's what a true leader does, is make sure that our nation, will sit there and build each other up. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit there and we'll make sure that our bonds are strong. And then you got these fake leaders only promoting such things on holidays. More importantly, the holidays of America. Days that are dedicated to, difference and the destruction of our people. Not only Native Indians, but Blacks and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? You can go back into history throughout any century and you can find where our people were specifically oppressed on that day or leading up to that day or right after that day. You know what I'm saying? Us as a nation, we should not sit there and indulge in the ways of America, especially after knowing what it is that these people have done to us as a nation. You know what I'm saying? After all the rape and murder and theft, you know what I'm saying? All the lies, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? We should look at these people's holidays and we should just count them as absolute trash. Because at the end of the day, that's exactly what these holidays are. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? In Jonathan Naz's speech that he gave out to our people, you know what I'm saying, giving thanks on Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying, he went into saying how us as a people should pray for our people that are in uniform, you know what I'm saying, in the United States military and their police forces, to ensure that they make it home safely to the families enjoying this joyous day. I'm saying, but if this man was a real leader, you know what I'm saying, somebody that wanted to see our nation thrive and survive in the land of America, you know what I'm saying, he would have told our youth to not sign up for the United States military. Even like, to hell with the Army, the Navy, the Marines, Air Force, you know what I'm saying, the special ops. You know what I'm saying, he would have told our people, forget about all that. Because at the end of the day, these are the people that sat there and slaughtered our ancestors. These were the people that slaughtered, you know what I'm saying, just thousands upon thousands of men, women, and children, all just for the fun of it, just to get a laugh at the end of the day. But yet this man, he sat there and he made sure that we would pray for them people, you know what I'm saying, our people that were fighting for our oppressor. You know what I'm saying, he didn't speak out against it. He didn't ensure that we knew better, as to fight for our oppressor. You know what I'm saying, which is what a true leader would do. A true leader would tell our people, yo, don't go join our oppressor's military. Don't go sitting there and joining his police forces, slacking. Because at the end of the day, all you're going to be doing is coming against your own people. Because at the end of the day, you're just going to be joining those that have destroyed your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? That's what a real leader would do. But yet, this man, the so-called leader of the largest reservation in the United States, he sat there and he promoted, you know what I'm saying, fighting for our oppressor. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, if you don't speak out against certain things, then you promote it. Just like the Christian church, you know what I'm saying, they don't speak out against homosexuality. They don't speak out against, killing one another, abortions, being drug addicts, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit there and put your statement, you know what I'm saying, your final say so into what it is that you support. I'm saying this man sitting there saying for us to give our all of our blessings and our support to the soldiers. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to do nothing but tell the future generations to sit there and fight for America. Fight tooth and nail until it means that our nation is completely destroyed and wiped out. You know what I'm saying? That's what fighting for America will do for our nation. It's like, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, he went into also saying how we'll remember those suffering from mental, physical, and emotional abuse. I'm saying when a real leader would sit there and, he'd take action in order to make sure that those suffering from, mental illnesses, physical abuse, emotional abuse, I'm saying he'd take action to ensure that our people could heal as a nation. Because shoot, ever since we were conquered by our oppressor, our leaders have been doing nothing but taking into account, remembering that we got people out here suffering, people out here destroyed. When a real leader would bring solutions to the table, he'd make sure that we got certain plans set into place. He'd make sure that we got, proper facilities in order to fit our people, in order to build us back up as a nation. But yet this man, Jonathan Nas, I believe how you say his last name. He sat there and he would much rather give us, encouraging words rather than take action to build up our people. That is not what a leader of any nation does. They don't just sit there and give you words. They'll introduce some type of program into our cities, into our societies, in order to make sure that we can come out, above the state that we were in. But this man right here would much rather promote the destruction of our people, as in Thanksgiving. He'd much rather sit there and give encouraging words, like giving prayers for soldiers and telling those suffering that, hey, we remember you. Don't think we forgot about you. We got you up here. We've been going through that since we were forced on the reservations. Even before then. Our people need more than encouraging words. We need leaders that actually they love our nation, our people, and take action. But yet this man, this leader of, I understand that it's just one reservation, but all across the United States, we got leaders like this all in the reservations. It don't matter what status it is that he holds. There's always going to be, one at the very least, and I'm talking about the very least, one man that sits there and he promotes, celebrating America's holidays. So, sitting there promoting America's philosophies. That's the very least. At the very, at the most, it's every single one of them. Because they can't get some type of gain if they don't sit there and celebrate America. Saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. So this man, this supposed leader of our nation, he wasn't having our people keep the commandments. He wasn't having our people, sitting there and focusing more on our nation rather than it was focusing on, our oppressor's holiday. Rather than it was focusing on joining our oppressors' militaries. A true leader of people would sit there and they would make sure that our nation would know that, your people, the nation you belong to, that should be above, and I'm talking about above anything that it is that any of these heathen nations could offer. You know what I'm saying? Because all these other nations, they recognize, you know, your people are very important. But yet, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're the only ones that will sit there and do everything we can to join to our oppressor. I'm saying we'll sit there and we'll do everything we can in order to make sure that these other nations are not only feeling more important than us, but we make sure that, to ourselves, that these people are more important than our own nation. So I'm gonna read that from the top for you, so you can get an understanding of what it is a true leader of a people would look like. Salaki. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people. Saying so, Moses, was who led blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians out of captivity from the Egyptians. He gathered together all the people that cared about their nation. I'm saying, that would sit there and were willing to die for their people. And they gave the people direct command. In which, if you look, the only people on the face of this earth that truly give a damn about our nation, I'm saying blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Sure, that's the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding Gen.YAHANNA. I'm saying we're the only ones that will sit there and tell our people to stop being such sinful and wicked bastards. I'm saying the only ones that sit there and offer free programs and classes and counseling in order to restore our nation to their former glory. We're the only ones telling our people to separate from our oppressor. Because we know at the end of the day, the only thing that will truly heal our nation, I'm saying, besides keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, is to separate from this man that has been oppressing us for over 400 years. I'm saying, don't make friendships with these people. Don't make marriages with them. Don't celebrate their disgusting goddamn holidays. But instead, join to your people. I'm saying, if you sit there and you think that, only natives are your people, no sweat. Only join yourselves to Native Indians. Only give your love to Native Indians. Sure, that's a step further than, anyone from the past 400 years, I'm saying, has taken. I'm saying, don't sit there and celebrate the holidays of America, as so many of our people have done and do till this day. I'm saying, because when you sit there and you celebrate the holidays of America, you celebrate the death of our people. You celebrate the conquest of our nation. I'm saying, that's what you do when you celebrate the holidays that America has forced onto us as a people. Which is why it's so important that we have real righteous leaders in our nation. I'm saying, because those are the only men. I'm saying, and I mean men, because I'm saying, women, with them being the weaker vessel, they ain't fit to lead a nation. I'm saying, but these are the only men that are fit to lead our people out of this captivity. So if you're tired of seeing, the meth epidemics going on across every goddamn reservation in America, if you're tired of seeing all the alcoholics You know what I'm saying? The child abusers, you know what I'm saying? The rapists, drug dealers, the murderers, the thieves, the liars, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on. Shoot, then you ain't got no choice but to believe in the I.S.U.P.K, to sit there and give your support to us as a nation if you truly want to see our people come up out of these gutters. You know what I'm saying? Out of the ashes. Because after 400 years of, believing in America, 400 years of sitting there and trying to believe, Slocky, trying to promote and build, you know what I'm saying, the traditional way of life that has, that truly helped our people. Because at the end of the day, those so-called leaders, they did not have the right guidance, right leadership, right morals, you know what I'm saying, standards, integrity. They didn't have these things that the men in UPK have, which is why it's so goddamn important for our people to sit there and promote the UPK. You know what I'm saying? To get into these classes. I'm saying to get into a school near you. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next scripture. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. I'll give you a hot second to get there. So if you got any if you got any questions, I'm saying go ahead and type them into the comment section. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. If I can't, I'll ask a man over me to do so. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Saying so a time will come that if us as a people do not listen, you know what I'm saying, to the Most High God, the God of the Bible, if we would rather listen to so-called leaders like Jonathan Naz, who will tell us to sit there and celebrate Thanksgiving, who will tell us to sit there and bless those fighting for our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Telling us that, that all they do is, remember those suffering and the reservations for mental illness, you know what I'm saying, from physical abuse and emotional abuse. To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. I'm saying, so mean, you know what I'm saying, how Jonathan Naz sat there and he told us to celebrate and to build our bonds on this one specific day. The Bible tells us to do that, you know what I'm saying, as a nation as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Not just one day out of the goddamn year, not just 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be building our bonds as a whole, you know what I'm saying, 365 days a year. You know what I'm saying? 24/7. because that's the only thing that's going to bring our nation out of the ashes. You know what I'm saying, bring our people out of the poverty, is if we sit there and we focus on our own more than we do our oppressor, more than we do his disgusting holidays. Yeah, we got these fake leaders only sitting there and promoting it once a year. I'm saying maybe twice a year with up. I'm saying if this man was a true leader, he would tell our people, he would have told our people long before then to love one another. You know what I'm saying? To sit and give your compassion to one another. You know what I'm saying? He would be promoting unity amongst us as a nation if he was a true leader. But instead, this man, and he would much rather do so on a day that would, profit him the most. I'm saying a day that was dedicated to the death and destruction of our people as a whole. That's what he would rather sit there and do. But the man I.S.U.P.K, shoot, you know what I'm saying? We've been telling our people to join one to another since 1969. I'm saying for 50 goddamn years. You know what I'm saying? Almost 51 coming up in April, you know what I'm saying? At the Lord's Passover, which is April 9th in New York. Saying if you ain't got your tickets yet, I highly recommend that you get them, because you know what I'm saying, this event, it's gonna be big, yo. It's gonna be something you don't want to miss out on, and it's something you can see where true leaders that love their people will, promote unity and show you, what it truly is to be united as a nation. I'm saying, because you see all these men, all these women dedicated to one cause, shoot, I'm saying, which is to give their life for the nation, is to ensure that our people come up out of these reservations, out of these ghettos and barrios, to ensure that we are no longer under our oppressor's boot heel. I'm saying that's what the men and women inside the ISUPK are prepared to do. You just gotta stop being such a selfish bastard like the president of the Navajo Nation in order to fully grasp such a thing. I'm saying, but until then, you know what I'm saying, while you're sitting there and indulging in the ways of America, listening to wicked leaders, you ain't gonna be able to do so. You ain't gonna be able to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So when we got these fake leaders out here sitting there telling us to indulge in the ways of America, you know what I'm saying, not promoting love amongst our nation, saying, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, what this man was sitting there and doing, he was not promoting any love amongst our people. I'm saying you can't just pick and choose one day out of the, I'm saying, especially a day dedicated to the death of our people, and expect for our nation to heal. I'm saying that's a very Christianized way of thinking on things. Is to think that you choose one day of America, one day that the Lord is with, and you're magically healed. And only all this man was promoting was these curses falling onto our nation. You know what I'm saying, because The Lord tells us not to follow in the ways of the heathen. He tells us not to worship his gods. He tells us not to, join to these other nations, so on and so forth. But yet this so-called leader, he sat there and he specifically told our nation to go out and give thanks for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Bring your family together and share a meal. Go out to those that are less fortunate and they need some type of helping hand. You know what I'm saying? That's what this man sat there and promoted. Our people, one of the most destroyed nations on the face. And he stopped everything. You know what I'm saying? All the good things he could have done in order to heal our nation, and he stopped it all in order to make sure that we knew to celebrate our oppressor's holiday, to join ourselves to that oppress us. That's what happens when we look into these false leaders. Us as a nation, we get cursed. Shoot, us as a nation, we will be cursed by doing so. I'm saying you can either go back in the past leading up to today, and you can see where these false leaders will sit there and lead us astray. It's like book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city. And so, for instance, we can look at any city across America, and we can see clearly to where our people are cursed. But I'm gonna focus more on cities surrounding reservations. I'm saying where for the most part, where us as a people, where we get all these wicked ways from. For instance, so we'll sit there. So we'll go into the cities of America, and then all of a sudden, we'll get into drugs into these cities. I'm saying whether it's dealing it, buying it, I'm saying making it. For instance, like look at all the meth epidemics going on across America. Slovakia. I shouldn't say Slovakia. I shouldn't say across America. I should say across the reservations. And you can clearly learn that we didn't know a damn thing about making meth. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got any facilities to do so before we went into the cities of America. You know what I'm saying? To the surrounding, major cities that are around the outskirts of the reservations. And then we get mixed in with the wrong group of people, and we get into selling drugs. And we go from selling drugs into making said drugs. Saying because you can look anywhere in the past, and you'll find that we never made like anything as disgusting as meth. But what happened was we sat there and we learned how to do so from our oppressor, which is what happens when you sit there and you try to integrate into America's society. I'm saying you try to join to these people in order to fit in, is that you end up being more destroyed and learning how to destroy not only yourself but your nation even more. I'm saying, which is the whole purpose of all these people that learned how to make and manufacture meth. You know what I'm saying? That was only to destroy their people even more. Because, they got that bright idea that, shoot, hey, we ain't got this really, on the reservation where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got the chemist know-how in order to do this. So why don't I take what I've learned from said city and land of America and take it back to my impoverished, land and reservation and make a pretty penny off of it. You know what I'm saying? Only a nation that, truly don't give a damn about their people would sit there and do such a heinous act. And after all that our nation has been through as a whole, and then all because we want to sit there and make a little bit of money, we would much rather, destroy our people even more. I'm saying that just shows you how destroyed and brainwashed we are as a people. I'm saying you don't see no damn Chinese or Korean, Arab, African, East Indian, in any of these cities sitting there selling, like manufacturing and selling, narcotics to their own nation in order to make a little bit of money. But instead, they would much rather sell it to us as a people in order to, make a little chump change. You know what I'm saying? That's how profitable our destruction is to these people. They'd much rather get a little bit of money in order to ensure that we're destroyed as a nation. It's like, I'm reading from the top. Cursed shalt thou be in the city. So, for instance, so natives, for instance, you know what I'm saying, for most reservations, for a majority of them, alcohol is basically outlawed, you know what I'm saying, throughout the reservations. So you got to sit there and you got to go to, cities on the outskirts in order to buy these things. You know what I'm saying? So in doing so, our people will sit there and we would, party with our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? We will drink as he do, and then eventually we'll end up becoming alcoholics like this man is. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. We've had alcoholics on our reservations since you know what I'm saying, since way back then. But with our youth, it gets ramped up. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really get these things, in the reservations. And being a youth, you know what I'm saying, you sit there, you look for parties, look for connects in order to get alcohol. And in doing so, our people gets just we just get so wrapped up in these things and sucked in that we end up being, dependent on the alcohol that we were looking, for an escape. I'm saying, from our daily oppression in the land of America, looking for an escape from escape from the daily poverty that we go through as a nation. And then by sitting there and indulging in the ways of America, as in just getting messed up all the time off a strong drink. I'm saying we introduce friends to it when we go back to the reservations. We'll bring back with us. I'm saying, and by going to the reservations just so we can be messed up 24/7. I'm saying we don't really slack. I'm saying we don't truly give a damn about the condition of our people. I'm saying, sitting there and getting drunk all the time, being a drunkard, I'm saying, or an alcoholic. I'm saying that gives us some type of escape from what it is that our people are going through as a whole. I'm saying, which it's what a lot of natives is going through, not only being drug addicts, whether it's with meth or marijuana, but it's got to do with being a goddamn alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? Since we've been conquered since 1492, we've been looking for some type of escape from this oppression that we go through. Something in order to dull our minds, you know what I'm saying, from the destruction of our people. You know what I'm saying? Just anything to get away from that pain and that affliction of knowing that we are literally nothing in the land of America. You know what I'm saying? And natives everywhere, you know what I'm saying, we take that to heart, as to find these different ways to escape our afflictions. You know what I'm saying? These curses that have fallen upon us. Saying it don't just go into being a drug addict or an alcoholic. It can also go into, for instance, sex trafficking. Sex trafficking has always been a big thing in the reservations. You know what I'm saying? Along with prostitution. You know what I'm saying? None of that truly started with our people until we started to go into the cities of America. Till we started to get mixed in with the wrong bunch, and then eventually we learn the ways to sell a woman, to abduct a woman, you know what I'm saying, to drug her up, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? All of that truly started with us joining to America. You know what I'm saying? That's not just modern times, but whenever, for instance, whenever we'd sit there and we'd make slaves out of our brothers, because we would sit there and join to, our oppressor. Saying we'd follow in his ways. You know what I'm saying? By doing so, that's when that man truly taught us how to make sex slaves out of women. You know what I'm saying? How to make money off of prostituting our women out to his disgusting nation. When that was never truly any of our ways. But when you go and you wander into the cities of America, you just can't help but to join to these ideals and philosophies, I'm saying, their culture and customs and just all these disgusting ways. I'm saying, if you ain't got the right moral senses, should I'm saying, you'll ultimately fail as an individual and as a nation, which is why it's so important that our people get into these goddamn classes and get into this school. I'm saying, because shoot, across the whole planet Earth, we're the only ones that got, solid morals, the ones that got integrity. Ain't nobody else. I don't give a damn who they are. They ain't got it like the I.S.U.P.K got it. Saying under command GEN.YAHANNA. It's just, what I'm saying, it's just the simple truth. Slack. 1 second. Slacking. So we're gonna slack. And cursed shalt thou be in the field. So you can. I'm saying, so we just went into the cities of America. I'm saying, these well-populated areas. I'm saying, where everybody flocks to. And then, for instance, slacking, including our own nation. I'm saying, natives most definitely flock to all the cities of America in order to look for a better way of life. Slack out, better way of life. I'm saying, so cursed shall thou be in the field. Or should you can look at the reservations where we are secluded from everybody, off in these, crummy pieces of land, you know what I'm saying, and to where we can't get any sufficient help from anybody. For instance, just look at any reservation across America, and you can clearly see that people are living in poverty all throughout the lands. You know what I'm saying? All of our houses are just, it's damn near like they've been temporarily made for, for just the most minute period of time. You know what I'm saying? They don't have insulation. They don't have heating or cooling. A lot of them are falling apart, in which case you yourself have to go out and make, adjustments and fixes to said house in order to make sure that the elements stay out. So when you can look anywhere in America, you say, unless it's the ghettos or the barrios or the reservations, and you can clearly see where the government will pay in order for, your house to get fixed. You know what I'm saying? Where the government will ensure that you got these basic necessities like heating and cooling. You know what I'm saying? In order to survive out here. Meanwhile, us as a people, we are left on our own to fend for ourselves in order to make sure that we don't, freeze out in the elements. You know what I'm saying? Or to make sure that it is that our houses can stay standing after so long. You know what I'm saying? And that's no accident. You know what I'm saying? That it's like it has to do with these and it's got to do with just our oppressors' complete and utter hatred for us as a people. I'm saying, because as much as our oppressor sits there and talks about how terrible it was, for his ancestors to sit there and do all the heinous acts to us, and how terrible it was for instance, they just talk about how terrible it was for the Dakota pipeline a few years ago. But yet these people don't ensure that we got basic, necessities in order to survive. You know what I'm saying? Our leaders make sure that we don't have these basic things in order to, survive and live comfortably, when, these things, along with a hell of a lot of other things, should have been at the absolute top of their list. You know what I'm saying? If they were true leaders of our nation, they would have made sure that we had everything that we needed. No matter what the hell it was. You know what I'm saying? These people would make sure that, whatever love they supposedly had for us as a people, you know what I'm saying, that would ultimately kick in, and they'd get us any and everything. But in the day, whenever we're out here in the reservations, when we don't flock to the cities, you know what I'm saying, we are freezing. You know what I'm saying? We are overheating. We are starving. Saying, because we already know we got to get everything from our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? The reservations are not self-sustainable as much as blacks in the cities want to sit there and make it, seem to be, which is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Is niggas sitting there and recognizing their native blood, and trying to do what it is that they can in order to get on the reservations so that they can be more self-sustainable. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? The reservations are, slacking my language, are a shit piece of land to where we can't get anything out there. You know what I'm saying? We can't get crops to grow. If we do, they are malnourished, or they are, they're short on the yields. You know what I'm saying? The same thing goes for animals that we got out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just not something that, we can build a nation. As much as, our people want to make it out to seem to be, it's just not possible for us to build our nation off of these things, especially when those on the reservations know is we're going through as people. I'm saying, for instance, you can sit there and you can look at, Pine Ridge, for example, which is the most impoverished place in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Where they are living in complete and utter poverty throughout all those lands. You know what I'm saying? Which, if these lands were so self-sustainable, you know what I'm saying, able to house a nation, then shoot, you know what I'm saying, our people in Pine Ridge, they want to be living in the conditions that they were in. I'm saying, we think that the shacks we live in now are unfit for, human conditions. Just imagine how Pine Ridge is. Just imagine how much they got to struggle in order to get by. I'm saying, that's all because we would rather sit there and, not only follow in the ways of our oppressor, but completely give everything we got to him. You know what I'm saying? That's just the sad reality of everything. It's like, and curse shall the field. So, for instance, if you go to any reservation, our people don't have, the basic, let's say, skill set in order to build up our nation. So, for instance, everything that is our people sit there and try to learn. So we go to colleges. You know what I'm saying, we get into these intern programs and so on. These things aren't meant to build up our people. You know what I'm saying, our nation as a whole. You know what I'm saying, from personal experience, really the only thing our people can do in order to, I guess, ensure the survival of our nation is, really it's just to teach our native tongue, and to make sure that, we know how to bead and sew. As damn near all you can teach to our children in the schooling systems. I'm saying, you might be able to teach them how to hunt, but that's really damn near it. Which is how we are destroyed throughout, not only cities of America, but the reservations of our so-called sovereign nations. Saying that we are only limited as a people as to what it is that we can do in order to build up our nation. I'm saying, which in reality, shoot, if instead of worrying about going into the cities of America, instead of worrying about, the little things to ensure our customs, like, for instance, beating and sewing, even though it's very important, our people should be coming into the I.S.U.P.K under Command GEN.YAHANNA. Our people should be learning these laws, statutes, and commandments. We should be learning to separate ourselves from our oppressor, to come back to our ancient customs and traditions that are in this book right here. I'm saying that's what us as a people should be learning to do. But instead, we are more focused on integrating into America's society. We're more focused on, bringing some type of financial gain or profit to ourselves rather than building up our nation as a whole. I'm saying, which in I.S.U.P.K, on Command GEN.YAHANNA, I'm saying all the men and women in this organization, we know how much more important it is to build up our nation rather than get some type of, financial gain out of anything. We're going to go to verse 17. Slaki. Yeah, verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. So, in other words, us as a people, we are going to have to absolutely get everything from our oppressor. We're going to have to get, whether it's a basic like water. I know for a fact that most reservations, damn near all of them ain't got running water. You got to go and barter and make travel a certain distance in order to get water. Especially, the elderly. You've got farm animals. You got to only do the absolute most in order to get, what every human being needs. Which is what, these damn false leaders should have ensured that our people had, which was some goddamn running water. Which goes to show you that truly, these leaders don't give a damn about our people. Because you still got to go to our oppressor in order to get, a certain amount of water, a specific amount of water for this certain price. No matter how far it is you got to travel, no matter what it is you got to pawn off, or sell, you got to do so in order to because we know everybody needs water in order to survive. And even though it's 21st century, our people still pawning off their belongings in order to, get a basic necessity. Which in a land so great as America, that should be a given, yo. Water should be flowing freely throughout all the land of America. But yeah, our people, so-called natives, we got to make, the most hardest of sacrifices in order to do so. We got to scrounge up all the change it is that we can in order to get a couple gallons of water. You know what I'm saying? That don't tell you that we are oppressed as a nation. You know what I'm saying? That we are in servitude to another people. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? Then you are truly brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? You've been brainwashed by your false leaders and religious, you know what I'm saying, leaders and your families and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Because only a slave would have to sit there and should give up everything for, and that's just water. That's not even about having to travel out of the reservations into nearby cities to get goods. You know what I'm saying? Like foods. You know what I'm saying? To get hygiene products and so on and so forth. When if we were truly a sovereign nation, a free nation, we wouldn't have to, belittle ourselves enough in order to do so, in order to travel into the lands of our enemies to get what it is that we need in order to survive. We wouldn't have to sit there and, trade away family heirlooms in order to get water. But yet, that just goes to show that we are truly slaves to these people, because we got to give up everything for a basic right to every person. You know what I'm saying? That's what these damn devils in the UN would say, is that food and water is a basic right to every living human being out there. But yet the natives in the reservations, shoot, we gotta struggle and scrounge up in order to get them basic rights. I'm saying that goes to show you that these people truly don't give a damn about us, no matter what land it is that they're in, no matter what time period it is. Because shoot, we've been, slaves since 1492, since epidemics hit our shores and destroyed our nations. And then our oppressor came in and took everything. It's important to recognize who it is that are true leaders amongst our nation, that is looking out for our well-being and looking out that our nation will sit there and thrive and build beyond, recognition. When it's not the leaders we got now, it ain't no damn Jonathan Nas. It ain't no leaders from the past 400 years. And it sure as hell ain't no leaders in the land, the U.S. government. The only leaders for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is the men in the I.S.U.P.K. We're the only ones that got that know-how in order to lead our nation out of, this hellhole known as America. And until you recognize as us being the true leaders of our people, you're just gonna remain in the gutters. You're gonna remain at the bottom of America's society. That's just the sad truth of it all. So we're going to get into these security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. I do believe our next holy convocation is on December 20th. It's Hanukkah. I'm saying get with, the man in your city, over your area to find a school near you so you can get with the brothers and celebrate this high holy day. Salakia. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or a war scarf. So we're going to get into these prayers. So imagine, which means to stand. Wupunya hakwadum means turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabashamayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Daba'a, Ratazaika, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakum, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawathianawa, Kasakianawa, Kabawathiyanawa, Wala'a, Dabayainawa, Banasayawan, Abo, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'ataparith, Lawalamyam, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Pray for the cock, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Babakashah, Nathananaw, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Ka Makala, Ka Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Atamala, Lagarshan, by Hashem Yahweh, the water Amon. For the power in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Miaka'ala, Wa Lahayim, Matzaviyah, Ala Wap Yahanna, Ala Wapium, Hazaranyum, Aquadazayanyum, Akayayayum, Wa Aquathian, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, the water Amon. Pray for the blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction and death to the Edomites and to the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists, cause them to go to and fro throughout the earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua and Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that hath done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. Always, so be it. Sar, which means attorney. Give a salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Barakathum. Is a matah. We're going to have a courtesy salute to the sisters. Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Slakia, Yahweh Shamar Al-Thum Ba'Hashem Yahushua. As a matah. Class dismissed.